Ladies and gentlemen, your presence in this world is far more powerful than you may realize. Every interaction you have, every conversation, every small act of kindness, or even just your energy in a room, these things shape the way people feel, think, and respond. The truth is, most people go through life underestimating the impact they have on others. They assume that their existence is just another passing presence, that the words are just words, that their absence wouldn't make much of a difference. But that's a lie. Your presence is powerful. Think about the people who have influenced you the most. Maybe it was a mentor who saw something in you that you couldn't yet see in yourself. Maybe it was a friend who showed up when you needed them the most without you even having to ask. Maybe it was a family member whose unconditional love gave you the confidence to take on challenges you never thought you could face. These people may not have even realized the depth of their impact in the moment, but you did, and that's the point. Now flip the perspective. You are that person for someone else. Whether you realize it or not, your words, your presence, and your actions are shaping the lives of people around you every single day. Your presence can be the difference between someone believing in themselves or giving up. Your presence can be the light in someone's darkness, the motivation someone needs to push forward, the comfort in times of struggle, the good. But here's where most people get it wrong. They assume that just existing is enough. It's not. Being physically present doesn't mean you're truly there. You have to be intentional. You have to show up with energy, with authenticity, with a sense of purpose, because the way you engage with the world is what determines how people will feel your absence when you're gone. If you go through life half-heartedly, if you keep your distance, if you never truly invest in relationships, then your absence won't leave a mark. People will move on easily and you'll be forgotten. But when you show up fully, when you pour into others, when you create real connections, when you live with passion and purpose, that is when your absence becomes impossible to ignore. This is why leaders, visionaries, and those who truly change lives are never forgotten. Their presence is undeniable, it's felt, it's remembered, and when they're gone, the space they leave behind is impossible to fill. But it wasn't because they were the loudest in the room. It wasn't because they demanded attention. It was because they made people feel something real. They inspired, they encouraged, they supported, they challenged. And when you do that, when you step into your power and make every moment count, you don't just exist. You leave an imprint on hearts and minds that can never be erased. The question is, are you living in a way that makes your presence unforgettable? Because if you do, they will never find peace after losing you. When you are present in someone's life, you become part of their routine, their emotions, their support system, even in ways they may not consciously recognize. People get used to having you around, to hearing your voice, to knowing they can turn to you when they need encouragement, advice, or just someone to listen. They may not always express their appreciation. They may even take you for granted. But the moment you are gone, everything shifts. There is a void, an emptiness, a silence, where once there was laughter, wisdom, or simply the comfort of knowing you were there. The truth is, people assume that relationships, whether friendships, family bonds, or partnerships, are constant, that they will always have time to make things right, to appreciate someone, to say what they truly feel. They don't realize the weight of a person's presence until it's suddenly missing. When you leave, whether by choice, by distance, or by the inevitable passing of time, there is a ripple effect. Your absence is not just a single moment of loss, it becomes an ongoing realization of what is missing. This is why some people struggle to move on after losing someone important. It's not just about the memories, it's about the daily reminders that something is different, that someone who played a role in their life is no longer there to fill that space. The conversations they took for granted no longer happen. The inside jokes, the shared experiences, the moments of comfort, all of them become things of the past, never to be recreated in the same way. And that is what truly unsettles people. It's not always the grand gestures that leave the biggest impact. Sometimes it's the small everyday things that matter the most. A simple good morning text, the way you laugh at their jokes, the way you always knew what to say when they were struggling. These moments become memories that play on repeat when you're no longer around. And for those left behind, the realization that they can never experience those moments again is what makes moving on so difficult. You may try to replace what was lost, try to fill the gap with new people, new distractions, new routines, but deep down they know that what they had with you was unique. And that realization can be haunting. Some people will regret not valuing your presence when they had the chance. They will reflect on the times they could have been more appreciative, the words they left unsaid, the moments they assumed they would have more time for. And that regret, that understanding of what they lost, will stay with them. Because once someone who truly mattered is gone, finding peace becomes an uphill battle. It's not just about missing the person, it's about realizing that no one else will ever quite fill that space in the same way. Your absence will create a void. And for those who truly knew your worth, that void will never fully be filled again. The way you live your life determines how you will be remembered. Every action, every decision, every relationship you nurture or neglect shapes the legacy you leave behind. Some people go through life merely existing, making no significant impact. And when they're gone, the world moves on without much thought. Others, however, live with such passion, purpose, and authenticity that their absence creates an undeniable void. The question is, will people remember you with admiration and gratitude, or will they carry the weight of regret for not appreciating you while they had the chance? Your legacy is not defined by how long you live, but by the depth of your influence. Think about the people who have left a lasting mark on the world, not just famous figures, but those in your own life who shaped who you are today. Maybe it was a teacher who believed in you when no one else did. Maybe it was a friend who stood by you during your darkest times. Maybe it was a family member who showed you what unconditional love looks like. These people left behind something powerful, not just memories, but lessons, emotions, and inspiration that continue to shape you long after they're gone. But then there's the other side, the side of regret. There are people we lose whom we wish we had appreciated more. The ones we assumed would always be there, so we never took the time to express our gratitude. The ones we argued with over small things, thinking we had endless time to make amends. The ones whose efforts we overlooked, whose presence we took for granted, until one day they were gone. And we were left with nothing but the painful realization that we never truly saw their worth. When you live with authenticity, generosity, and purpose, people feel it. You become someone they admire, respect, and cherish. But if you go through life passively, never truly showing up, never investing in your relationships, then your departure won't leave a deep impact. People might miss you for a moment, but they will move on easily because there was no real emotional investment. Legacy is built through consistent impact, through the love you give, the wisdom you share, the ways you make others feel valued and understood. People who live with passion and conviction don't just disappear from memory. Their influence lingers in the lessons they taught, the inspiration they sparked, and the way they made others feel seen and heard. Those who fail to recognize their importance while they are alive will struggle to find peace after they're gone. They will look back at moments they could have been more present, more appreciative, more intentional, and that regret will stay with them. You have the power to decide whether your absence will leave a void of love and admiration or a wound of regret and missed opportunities. Every day you are writing the story that will be told when you're no longer here. Make sure it's one worth remembering. Massive action is the difference between people who dream about success and those who actually achieve it. The people who win in life are not the ones who sit around waiting for motivation, the perfect moment, or someone to give them permission. They are the ones who get up and make things happen, even when they don't feel ready, even when the odds are against them, even when fear is screaming at them to stop. Most people fail, not because they aren't smart enough or talented enough, but because they simply don't take enough action. They overthink, they hesitate, they second-guess themselves. They wait for the stars to align, for the fear to go away, for everything to be just right before they start. But the truth is, There is never a perfect time. The only time you have is right now. And the people who succeed are the ones who take action despite the uncertainty, despite the fear, despite the obstacles. Think about anyone who has ever achieved greatness, whether it's in business, sports, music, or any other field. They didn't get there by dabbling, by half committing, by dipping their toes in the water. They got there by going all in. They didn't just try, they decided they were going to make it happen, and then they backed that decision with massive, consistent action. They didn't just set goals. They took relentless steps toward achieving them every single day. The problem with most people is that they do too little and expect too much. They put in minimal effort and hope for maximum results. But that's not how life works. If you want extraordinary results, you have to take extraordinary action. If you want to change your body, you can't just work out once a week and expect transformation. If you want to build a business, you can't just put in effort when you feel like it. If you want to master a skill, you can't practice only when it's convenient. Success requires intensity, consistency, and an unstoppable drive to keep pushing forward no matter what. Another mistake people make is thinking that small, comfortable actions will lead to big results. They tell themselves they're taking action, but in reality, they're just doing the bare minimum. They read books about success, but never apply what they learn. They make plans, but never execute them. They stay busy, but never truly productive. But busy work is not the same as progress. If you want to see real change in your life, you have to stop playing small and start taking bold, decisive, massive action. Stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop letting fear dictate your decisions. The only way to get what you want is to go after it with everything you've got. Take the leap, do the work, and keep pushing forward until you reach your goal. Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the amount of action you're willing to take. The question is, are you ready to go all in? Distractions and excuses are the silent killers of success. They creep into your life unnoticed, steal your time, and leave you wondering why you haven't made any real progress. Most people don't fail because they lack intelligence, talent, or opportunity. They fail because they allow distractions to control them, and they use excuses to justify their inaction. Every time you say, "I don't have time, I'm too tired," or "I'll do it later," you are choosing comfort over progress, delay over action, and failure over success. The world is filled with distractions designed to keep you from reaching your goals. Social media, endless entertainment, negative people, and useless activities are constantly pulling your attention away from what truly matters. The average person spends hours every day scrolling through their phone, watching TV, or engaging in conversations that add no value to their life. Then they turn around and complain that they don't have enough time to pursue their dreams. But the truth is, it's not a lack of time, it's a lack of focus and discipline. Successful people don't let distractions dictate their lives. They control their environment instead of letting their environment control them. They eliminate the things that waste their time, whether that means turning off notifications, setting boundaries with people, or saying no to activities that don't align with their goals. They understand that every moment spent on distractions is a moment taken away from their dreams. They make a conscious choice to focus on what truly matters. Excuses are just as dangerous as distractions. They feel comforting in the moment because they give you a reason to avoid taking responsibility, but every excuse you make is another step away from the life you want. I'm not ready. I don't have the resources. I don't know how to start. These are all just stories you tell yourself to avoid doing the work. The truth is, no one is ever 100% ready. No one starts with perfect conditions, and no one has all the answers in the beginning. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people refuse to let excuses stop them. They take action even when they don't feel ready, even when the circumstances aren't perfect, even when doubt creeps in. The only way to eliminate distractions and excuses is to develop an unshakable commitment to your goals. You have to decide right now that nothing will get in your way. You have to be willing to sacrifice temporary comfort for long-term success. That means waking up earlier, working harder, saying no to things that don't serve you, and pushing through even when you don't feel like it. If you truly want to succeed, you have to take full responsibility for your time, your actions, and your results. Stop letting distractions steal your future. Stop letting excuses hold you back. The power to change your life is in your hands, but only if you're willing to take control and make it happen. The people you surround yourself with shape your mindset, influence your habits, and ultimately determine the level of success you achieve. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you surround yourself with motivated, disciplined, and high-achieving individuals, their mindset and energy will push you to grow. But if you spend your time with negative, lazy, and unambitious people, they will drag you down and keep you from reaching your full potential. Most people don't realize how much their environment affects them. They think they can stay focused and driven while constantly being around people who waste time, complain, and settle for mediocrity. But energy is contagious. If you're surrounded by people who make excuses, you'll start making excuses. If the people in your circle don't push themselves, you'll start feeling like it's okay to coast through life. On the other hand, when you're around winners, people who are driven, committed, and constantly improving, you naturally start to level up. Their mindset, their work ethic, and their ambition inspire you to push harder and do more. Successful people are extremely intentional about who they allow into their lives. They don't waste time with people who drain their energy or hold them back. They seek out mentors, coaches, and peers who challenge them, hold them accountable, and push them to grow. They surround themselves with people who are already where they want to be so they can learn from them and model their success. They understand that growth happens when you put yourself in the right environment, one that fosters ambition, discipline, and relentless action. The hard truth is that sometimes you have to distance yourself from certain people, friends, colleagues, even family members, if they are constantly negative, unsupportive, or holding you back. This doesn't mean you stop caring about them, but it does mean you stop letting them influence your decisions and mindset. You can't afford to let someone else's fears, doubts, or complacency keep you from becoming who you're meant to be. The best thing you can do is actively seek out an environment that fuels your growth. Find people who inspire you, challenge you, and make you better. Join groups, attend seminars, network with successful individuals, and put yourself in situations where excellence is the norm. When you surround yourself with people who are constantly striving for more, you'll naturally start raising your own standards. At the end of the day, success isn't just about how hard you work. It's about who you choose to spend your time with. The right people will push you to new levels of success, while the wrong people will hold you back. Take a hard look at your circle. Are the people around you pushing you forward, or are they keeping you stuck? If you truly want to succeed, make the choice to surround yourself with winners, because who you spend time with will determine who you become. Time is the most valuable asset you have, and how you use it will determine the life you create. Every second wasted is an opportunity lost forever. Your success isn't determined by luck or talent. It's shaped by the choices you make every single day. The habits you build, the actions you take, the people you surround yourself with, these are the things that define your future. If you want to change your life, start now. Stop making excuses. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop allowing distractions to steal your time. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who take massive, relentless action toward their goals. You don't have unlimited time, but you do have this moment. Right now, use it wisely. Make every second count. Because at the end of the day, your future will be a direct reflection of the choices you make today. So choose wisely, choose action, choose success.